Welcome to ML's English Podcast, the show where English learning meets mindset growth. Whether you're here to boost your vocabulary, speak with confidence, or build a strong, unstoppable mindset, you're in the perfect place.
Absolutely.
Get ready for powerful tips, real conversations, and high energy that will move you forward.
Yeah, let's do it.
This is more than just a podcast. This is your new routine for success. Today, we're diving deep into some really transformative strategies for enhancing your spoken English.
Yes.
Our mission, to help you sound more natural, more fluid, and, well, ultimately more confident in every single conversation.
That's absolutely right. We've extracted some incredibly insightful strategies packed with actionable tips on pronunciation. Our focus for this deep dive is to distill these key techniques so you can immediately begin integrating them into your own practice, making your English sound more authentic, whether you're, having a casual chat or nailing a crucial presentation.
Okay, so it's not really about losing your unique accent or trying to mimic someone exactly, is it?
No, not at all.
It's more about gaining clarity and fluency, right?
Okay.
Sort of empowering yourself through clearer communication.
Precisely. The core goal here is crystal clear pronunciation and, like you said, increased confidence,
Yeah.
which naturally leads to sounding more proficient and, yes, authentic. We've zeroed in on 5 deceptively simple yet incredibly powerful ways
Okay.
that can make a really noticeable and lasting difference in how you speak English. Let's unlock them.
Okay, let's unpack this. When we think about sounding natural, where do we even begin? What's the foundational first step in this journey?
The very first, and I'd say maybe the most impactful step, is all about phrasing.
Phrasing.
Yeah. This isn't just about pausing. It means speaking in natural, meaningful groups of words rather than just delivering one isolated word after another. Think of it like breathing for your sentences.
That makes so much sense. So instead of say, I pause, live, pause, and pause, Spain, right, which sounds kind of robotic, it's I live in Spain, delivered as one smooth unit. Can you walk us through the subtle, but I guess significant difference this makes?
Exactly. For learners at any level, honestly, thinking and speaking in phrases dramatically improves not just fluency, but also comprehension for the listener. The difference is, well, it's night and day.
Right.
Imagine hearing, I live in Spain, I like it a lot. See? Notice the subtle pauses, the natural rise and fall, the flow between the groups of words.
Yeah, it connects.
It's about grouping words that naturally belong together. It could be a simple subject-verb phrase or even something more complex like, if I had more money, I'd buy a new car.
Okay, so 2 chunks there.
Right. The first part, if I had more money, often spoken as one phrase, slight breath. Then the second. Many languages are syllable timed, where each syllable gets roughly the same amount of time. English, though, it's stress time.
Stress time.
Meaning we stretch the stressed words and kind of rush through the unstressed ones, creating these natural chunks or phrases.
I can immediately see how thinking in chunks could free up mental bandwidth. Making speaking less of a word-by-word translation and more.
Yeah.
Just natural expression.
Exactly.
So here's where it gets really interesting. How do you actually practice this effectively? It sounds simple, but I imagine it takes some, deliberate effort.
It does, but it's incredibly rewarding. The key is really a combination of noticing and active repetition.
Noticing and repeating.
Yes. When you listen to native or proficient speakers, could be a podcast, TV show, whatever, pay close attention to where they pause. Don't just hear the words. Listen for the rhythm.
The rhythm, okay.
Then actively repeat short audio clips. Mimic not just the words, but the pauses, the flow, or even better, try shadowing.
Shadowing. Okay, tell us more about that. It sounds like a really powerful technique.
Oh, it is. Shadowing isn't just repeating after someone. It's about mimicking, almost like an echo.
Right.
The speaker's exact rhythm, intonation, speed at the same time as they are speaking.
Whoa, okay. Simultaneously.
Yeah, you're trying to literally become the speaker's voice for just a moment. This active, simultaneous practice trains your mouth muscles and your ear at the same time.
Muscle memory.
Internalizing those natural phrasing patterns without you having to consciously think about every single word. It's a truly transformative technique for fluency because it builds that muscle memory for speech patterns.
It's clear that the physical act of shaping sounds is vital. So, okay, we've understood how to group words for flow. But what about the sounds within those groups?
Good question.
That brings us to our second powerful technique, really mastering those uniquely English sounds.
Precisely. Next up, Mastering English long vowel sounds and diphthongs. This is a big one.
Why is it so important?
Well, many languages, particularly those from Latin or Asian origins, they predominantly feature short, crisp vowel sounds. English, however, has these distinct long vowel sounds and diphthongs that are absolutely crucial for clarity and sounding natural. If you miss these, honestly, words can become difficult to distinguish or just sound quite flat.
Okay. Can you give us a sense of what these sound like, maybe how they differ from what a learner might be used to?
Absolutely. Let's take the ah sound in car.
Hmm.
For many learners, it might be a short car, like you'd find in Spanish, perhaps.
Right, clipped.
Yeah. But in English, it's elongated, like when you go to the dentist and they say ah.
Okay.
Practice exaggerating it. Don't park your car far away. Feel how your mouth opens wide and the sound just sustains a bit.
Yeah, I can feel that.
Then there's the E, as in me. Feel how your lips stretch wider, almost like you're smiling.
A big smile, yeah. See me.
Exactly. That's the muscle memory you're targeting for words like see me. It's not just the sound, it's the physical movement.
Okay.
Another one is the oo in blue or shoe, a long sustained oo sound. And the R, as in girl or work, often a challenging one, that long R-colored vowel.
So it's really not just about producing the sound, but also about the physical movement and like shaping of the mouth and lips. That's a significant insight.
Yes, absolutely. A significant part of English speech involves the front of the mouth and the lips, much more than in some other languages. A great tip is recording yourself speaking.
Oh, okay.
And then watching your mouth movements. It can be incredibly insightful for training these specific muscles. You can literally see what adjustments you need to make.
That makes sense. Watch yourself.
Then we have diphthongs, which are even more dynamic. A diphthong is basically a glide or a movement from one vowel sound to another within the same syllable.
A glide, okay. Like two sounds in one.
Kind of, yeah. For example, the A sound in day isn't just one vowel. It's a slide from A to E, A, E.
Ah, day, I hear it now.
Right. Or the I sound in my is a slide from A to E, A, E.
Right.
Or O in go is O. And ow and how is O. Your mouth is actively changing shape as you produce them.
Right, you can feel the movement.
Yeah. And the common pitfall here is for learners to flatten these into single vowel sounds, like saying day is just day. So try saying a-e slowly, then speed it up, I. Practice these, exaggerate them, and really notice how your mouth muscles move and reshape. This focused muscle training is just vital for clarity and sounding native-like.
It's clear the physical act is key. And it feels like this connects somehow to the overall melody of our speech, you know?
It absolutely does.
So what's the third way then? How do we sound more like a proficient English speaker?
The third is intonation, which is essentially the melody of the phrase.
Melody, okay.
Yeah. Unlike some tonal languages where the tone changes the meaning of an individual word.
Like Chinese, maybe?
Exactly, where ma can mean different things based on tone. In English, intonation usually spans across entire phrases. It alters the meaning or emphasis of the whole phrase or conveys emotion rather than changing single words.
Okay, so how does this work in practice? Are there common patterns we should listen for or maybe specific examples that highlight its power? Because I can imagine getting the intonation wrong could lead to misunderstandings.
Oh, definitely.
Even if the words are perfect.
You've hit on a core truth there. It's not just about sounding natural. Imagine saying you're going to the party, but with a rising tone all the way through.
Right, sounds like a question.
Exactly. It suddenly sounds like you're asking, even without a question mark. The intonation completely shifts the meaning. So yes, there are common patterns.
Like what?
For statements, you often hear a falling tone, like, I'm going to go shopping, down. This signals completion or certainty.
Okay, falling tone for statements.
But questions, especially yes-no questions, they typically use a rising intonation. Do you like it? Can you swim? Up.
Right, seeking information.
Yeah. But then either-or questions tend to rise on the first option and then fall on the second. Do you want coffee? Up. Or tea? Down.
Ah, interesting. Rise, then fall.
Yeah. And what's fascinating is how intonation impacts even connecting words or clauses within a sentence.
How so?
Well, connectors like but or actually often feature a falling rising intonation. Think of saying, but slight rise, I prefer that. That little upward flick signals a contrast is coming.
Okay, but up.
Or, actually slight rise, I don't want to go. Same subtle lift and fall. Even in complex sentences like, if I had more money, up, I'd be really happy. Down.
Wow.
You'll often find an upward tone in the first clause, signaling more info is coming, than a downward tone in the second, indicating completion. It's like, punctuation for your voice.
Punctuation for your voice. I like that.
Yeah.
So what does this all mean for us, the listeners, trying to implement this? It sounds less like a strict rule book and more like an art form.
That's a great way to put it. Yeah. While there aren't rigid rules for every single intonation pattern, recognizing these common patterns and applying the same notice and repeat shadowing technique we talked about for phrasing.
Right. Notice and repeat again.
That will be another game changer. It significantly impacts how natural and clear your speech sounds, conveying all those nuances of meaning and emotion, even on really basic phrases. Actively listening for this melody and then trying to replicate it builds that intuition.
Okay, we've covered the big brushstrokes. Phrasing, intonation, and the fine details, vowel sounds. Now, let's move on to something that sounds quite specific, but you mentioned is incredibly common, the fourth way.
Yes, the fourth point is about mastering weak forms, specifically the weak pronunciation of tu as tuh.
That too.
Right, tuh. This isn't just some quirky pronunciation. It's actually fundamental to English's rhythm. You see, English is a stress-timed language.
Right, you mentioned that, stress time.
Unlike many syllable-timed languages. So to maintain this rhythm, unstressed words like to naturally weaken. They get shorter, quieter.
It sort of shrink.
Exactly. They shrink to make way for the stressed words around them. Now, there are many weak forms in English, like for often becomes fu or can becomes kun.
Right.
But the tuh sound for to is incredibly common, like 90% of the time maybe. So mastering it has a huge impact on sounding natural.
90%. Wow. So it's not too as in too much, but tuh, like the start of tough. Why does this tiny sound matter so much for fluency?
Precisely. It's ta. And the secret, the key really, is that the tuh sound almost always happens when the next word is stressed.
The next word. Okay.
For example, in I have to go, the emphasis is usually on go, right? So to weakens to tuh, becomes I have taka. You stress a word by saying it louder, maybe a bit higher pitch, and making the vowel slightly longer. If you keep saying a strong to there, it can sound, I don't know, unnatural or even a bit stiff.
That's really interesting. So I want to go becomes I want ta, ka. It makes the flow so much smoother, doesn't it? You barely notice the two.
Precisely. It just blends in. So focus on common phrases where to pops up all the time. Have to, got to, want to, going to, need to.
Usual suspects.
Yeah. In your practice, consciously over-exaggerate this at first. Really stress the next word and let to naturally fall into that weak ta sound. You'll quickly start to hear this weak form everywhere in everyday English. And incorporating it will massively improve your natural flow and overall rhythm. It's about tuning into the innate musicality and efficiency of English.
Okay, we've built from individual sounds to the melody of phrases and even the subtle rhythms of weak forms like tuss. What's the ultimate secret weapon that ties all these elements together for truly effortless sounding English?
Right. For our fifth and final powerful tip, we're talking about harnessing the power of chunks.
Chunks. Okay, like phrasing, but maybe smaller.
Kind of. These are groups of 2 or 3 words that frequently go together and are often spoken almost like a single merged sound. Instead of consciously thinking of individual words, you start to think of the collective sound of the chunk as one unit. This is where fluency really, really takes off.
That sounds like a fantastic way to simplify things. Can you give us an example of how this actually transforms speech? Because that sounds like it would make you sound much faster and more natural.
Oh, it really does, and it's transformative. A perfect example is the super common question phrase, do you want to?
Okay, 4 words.
Right. But instead of 4 distinct words, a proficient speaker often merges them into something like jawana.
Jawana.
Wow, almost like one single word. Or do you need to becomes janita.
Janita. Okay.
Similarly, do you like can frequently sound like do you like.
July.
This merging happens because of speed, intonation, stress patterns. They all naturally cause sounds to connect and simplify.
Wow, that's a game changer for speed and naturalness.
Yeah.
It makes me realize how much of natural speech is about efficiency and these merged sound units.
It truly is. And you can extend this. For past tense, did you want to often becomes did you want to.
Did you want to? Got it.
And with question words, it gets even more compact. Think of what do you want to eat, which frequently transforms into what do you want to eat?
What do you want to eat? Yeah, I hear that all the time.
Or maybe what do you want to eat? Using that weak tuh. It's about recognizing these frequent groupings as like prepackaged sound unit. Rather than assembling them word by word every time, this frees up so much mental space, allowing you to focus on what you're saying rather than how you're saying each individual tiny word.
So again, just like the other points, it really boils down to actively noticing these patterns and then practicing them with intention.
Yes, exactly. The same principles apply. As you listen to English conversations, movies, whatever, actively listen for these chunks. Try to hear them as single units of sound, not separate words.
Train your ear first.
Train your ear, then practice them through repetition and shadowing. Exaggerate the connected sounds at first until they feel natural by consistently working on, phrasing, mastering those long vowels and diphthongs, understanding intonation, practicing weak forms like ta, and internalizing these common chunks.
All 5 things.
You'll find your English pronunciation becoming significantly clearer and, crucially, your speaking confidence just soaring. It's all about building that muscle memory and, honestly, trusting the process.
Wow, what a deep dive into really practical, actionable tips. From speaking in phrases to mastering those tricky, weak forms and chunks, these 5 strategies really offer a clear, actionable path to sounding more natural and confident. It's actually exciting to think about the progress someone can make with this kind of focused practice.
Indeed. And remember, it's a journey, right? It's about noticing, practicing, training those muscles. Each of these elements, when you focus on them, they build upon the others to create a much more fluid and authentically English sound. It's really about empowering yourself to communicate with greater impact.
Yeah, absolutely. This raises an important question for you, our listener. Which of these 5 strategies really resonated with you the most today? Or maybe which one do you think you'll try first to make your English sound more authentic? Perhaps it's something you struggled with before, or maybe it's a completely new insight you gained.
Yeah, consider how just small, consistent practice on maybe just 1 or 2 of these areas could compound over time into a really significant leap in your overall confidence and clarity. It's definitely not about perfection overnight,
No.
but about consistent, intentional growth, step by step.
Well said. That's a wrap for today's episode on MLS English Podcast.
Great stuff.
If you enjoyed it, make sure to subscribe, leave us a review. We love reading those. And share this episode with someone who's serious about growing in English and in life.
Please do.
Keep practicing, keep pushing, and we'll see you in the next one. Let's grow together.